Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hello everyone. Okay, first let me introduce myself. My name is Jusmi. I'm a student of University Sulawesi Barat. I'm from class A English Education 2020. Okay, so in this video I will presenting my proposal and the title is Using Inductive Method to Improve Student Achievement on Simple Present Continuous Tense. Okay, first in the chapter 1, Introduction. The first is background. Grammar is one of the sub-skills that affect in communicating in English oral and in writing. According to Saifur Rahman in 2021, using correct and proper grammar in writing and speaking English make it easier for us to understand. It means sentence speaking and write English fluent and currently. Okay, so there are several learning methods to can be used to teach grammar, and inductive and deductive method are methods that can be used to teach grammar. The inductive learning method use an approach that start with concrete example for observation of specific case. The deductive learner method use an approach that begin by providing a theoretical explanation of grammar rules to students. After that, the teacher gives concrete example to apply. Next, B. Identification of the problem. Okay, so in this study, there are several problems that researchers have find. The first is students are not confident in practice English when the learning process. The second is the student confused with use pattern and verb in grammar. The third is teacher don't have or ran out the method or way to teach English. They just use the textbooks. The next is limitation of the problems. Based on the problems and identification of the problems, the researcher limit to use inductive method to improve student achievement on simple present continuous tense. And the next is formulation of the problems. Okay, so the problem is formulating to answer the question. Thus, the use inductive method can improve of the student achievement on simple present continuous tense. And the next is the purposes of the study. Okay, the purpose of this study is to find out whether the use of inductive method can improve student achievement on simple present continuous tense. Okay, the last part of the chapter 1 is research significance. The first is for student. In this research, researchers expect to improve student understanding of using concept grammar. This will help students to understand, use tense properly and effective in oral and writing. The second is for teacher. The researcher expect that can we provide information for teacher, the information of method and technique that can use to teach grammar. And the last is for researcher. In this study, researcher expect, however, the researcher can use the study to as reference for researcher to conduct relative of research. Okay, the next is chapter 2, theoretical framework. The first is simple present continuous tense. According to Ansel Mary on his book, present continuous tense is usually used to express continuing continuous action that occurring at the time of writing and speaking. And the next is inductive method. According to Thornbury, the inductive method starts with a number of examples of predetermined rules. However, Moulton state that by using inductive instruction, the teacher has a role to provide example of pattern and guide students to identify the rules of certain concept in the example provided. Next is preview of study. The first is researcher by Bahri in 2017, and the title is The Influence of Using Inductive Approach Towards the Student Simple Present Tense Mastery of 8th grade of SMPN 9 Bandar Lampung in the academic years of 2015 and 2016. And the second is Retri, Martono, and Saroto in 2018, and the title is The Effectiveness of Using Inductive Method in Teaching English Grammar. And the last is Samena Negadharipur in 2016, and the title is The Effect of Inductive versus Deductive Grammar Instruction on Iran ELF Learners Spoken, Equicary, and Fluency. The next is researcher hypothesis. So in this research, there are two hypotheses. The first is, it is the use of inductive method can improve student achievement on simple present continuous. And the second is, it is the use of inductive method is not can improve student achievement on simple present continuous. Okay, the last part is chapter 3, research method. So in this chapter 3, we want to discuss about research type and design, research schedule and research site, population and sample, research instrument, research procedure, and data analysis. The first is research type and design. So in this research, type in this study is quantitative and quasi-experimental design. The purpose of this study is to find out whether the use of the inductive method can improve student achievement on simple present continuous tense. And the research site, this research will be conducted at SMKN 1 Tinambung in the Tinambung area. And the schedule research is, this research will be conducted for 6 meetings. And however, the first meeting is pre-test, and the second until 5 meeting is treatment, and the last meeting is post-test. Okay, next, population and sample. So population in this study is the 10th grade student of SMKN 1 Tinambung, and the sample is 2 classes from 10th grade, and the researcher will create 2 class. The first is for class experimental, and the next class is control class, and the technique of sampling is random sampling. And the next is research instrument. In the study, researcher will use collecting data techniques, namely tests. Next is research procedure. The first is pre-test. This test will be carried out before treatment. The experimental class and the control class will give a test about simple present continuous to measure student achievement about simple present continuous before treatment. And the second procedure is treatment. In this experimental group, the researcher will be apply the inductive method in learning process with the instrument base. Meanwhile, the control class group will be exposed to conventional learning methods. The 3 is post-test. After treatment, the experimental and the control class will be given a test about simple present continuous to remeasure student achievement after treatment. And the last procedure is data analysis. Data from the pre-test and the post-test result will be analyzed using statistical technique to determine the increase in student achievement in the simple present continuous tense using the inductive method. Okay, and the last part is the analysis will be carried out using statistical calculation with SPSS application. The significance level will be set at 0.05 in data analysis technique. Okay, I think that's all for me about my proposal presenting, and thank you very much.